Sri Krishna Devaraya, the most powerful and illustrious king of Vijayanagar Empire. He is the son of Tuluva Narasanayaka and Nagala Devi, or also known as Nagamba. He is considered as the greatest of all Vijayanagar rulers for his military as well as other achievements. The kingdom is said to have reached its zenith during his period, and this is considered as the golden age of the Vijayanagar Empire. We shall now look into Krishnadevaraya's military contributions and contributions in the field of architecture and literature. Sri Krishnadevaraya ascended the throne in the year 1509 and he ruled till 1529. When Sri Krishnadevaraya ascended the throne, Bahmani Sultanate got disintegrated into three kingdoms: Ahmednagar, Bijapur, and Berar. Ahmednagar was ruled by Nizam Shahis, Bijapur by Adil Shahis, and Berar by Imad Shahis. By the year 1518, Golconda was formed with Qutub Shahis as their kings, and by 1528, Bidar was formed with Barid Shahis as its king. In the year 1520, Sri Krishnadevaraya fought a battle with Yusuf Adil Shah, who was the king of Bijapur, for the most disputed Raichur Dwab. This is called as Battle of Divani, and in this Battle of Divani, Bijapur Sultan was defeated and Krishnadevaraya occupied the Raichur Dwab. Krishnadevaraya pursued the retreating armies of Yusuf Adil Shah and they turned around to oppose him at Kovilkonda. In this Kovilkonda war, Sri Krishnadevaraya killed Yusuf Adil Shah. Sri Krishnadevaraya further marched on to Gulbarga, defeated Amir Barid, who was the minister of Sultan Mahmud there, and took hold of the city Gulbarga. He also captured Bidar and then he released Sultan Mahmud, who was under their captivity. For this success of capturing Gulbarga and Bidar and for establishing the Bahmani Sultan's son as a king of Gulbarga at that time, he got the title Yavanaraja Sthapanacharya. Sri Krishnadevaraya maintained friendly relations with the Portuguese. Portuguese came to India with the pretext of trading of spices. By the time Sri Krishnadevaraya ascended the throne, Vijayanagar Empire was already occupying the complete South India. Portuguese people always maintained healthy relations with the Vijayanagar rulers. Sri Krishnadevaraya ascended the throne in 1509. By 1510, we see that Portuguese attacked and captured Goa. Vijayanagar supported Portuguese in their fight against the Zamorin of Calicut. For this favor, Portuguese governor Albuquerque offered his help to Vijayanagar in their fight against the Bahmani sultans. He also promised to supply the Arab and Persian horses only to Vijayanagar and not to Bijapur. Sri Krishnadevaraya granted Portuguese to build a fort at the Bhatkal. Apart from this, Sri Krishnadevaraya also made his army to get trained in the warfare which the Portuguese people were using. Sri Krishnadevaraya also suppressed the internal revolt by killing Gangaraya. Gangaraya was the local chieftain of Umettur region. So Sri Krishnadevaraya, after killing Gangaraya, made Srirangapatna as the capital of this Umettur region. Sri Krishnadevaraya also defeated the Prataparudra Gajapati of Orissa and he conquered the whole of Telangana. He then went on to occupy the north coastal Andhra, which was then under the control of Gajapati kings. His army further marched into the Kalinga region until its capital Cuttack was reached. Having seen the defeat, the king Prataparudra Gajapati sued for peace by offering his daughter Annapurna Devi in marriage to Sri Krishnadevaraya. Annapurna Devi is also referred to as Tukka Devi. She wrote Tukka Panchami, a work in Sanskrit. He gave back all the lands he captured from the Gajapati king which lie to the north of river Krishna, thereby making Krishna river as a boundary between the Vijayanagar and Gajapati kingdoms. Meanwhile, Ismail Adil Shah, who was crowned as the king after Yusuf Adil Shah's death in Bijapur, Ismail Adil Shah attacked the Raichur Doab. Sri Krishnadevaraya defeated Ismail Adil Shah also and he pushed him across the river Krishna where he barely escaped with his life. Babur, who attacked India in the year 1527, took note of Sri Krishna Devaraya as a most powerful ruler of South India, and he abstained himself from any adventures against him. This shows how a great military commander Sri Krishna Devaraya was. And in all his military achievements, he had one companion who was his prime minister, Saluva Timmarasu. This Timmarasu, who was the prime minister of this Vijayanagar kingdom, he commanded great respect, and the emperor addressed him dearly as Appaji. Let's look at the titles of Sri Krishna Devaraya. Sri Krishna Devaraya got the Kannada titles as Mooru Rayara Ganda and Kannada Raja Rama Ramana. He got the title Gajapati Saptangaharana after killing Prataparudra Gajapati of Kalinga. He got the title Andhra Bhoja for the patronage of art and literature. He also got the title Yavana Raja Sthapanacharya. Sri Krishna Devaraya's period also have seen some foreign travelers. Domingo Pace and Duarte Barbosa, Portuguese travelers, visited Vijayanagar Empire during his period. Domingo Pace visited Vijayanagar Empire during 1520 to 22. He described about the Mahanavami festival, which included the processions of animals, warriors and courtly women. He described about the wrestling matches, the temples of the city, the Virupaksha temple, and also about the grand market where diamonds and jewels, precious stones were sold in the market like vegetables. He also described about the king's palace, how it was decorated for the festivals with the silk clothes. Domingo Pace praised Sri Krishna Devaraya as the most feared and perfect king, a great ruler and a man of much justice. He also sarcastically remarked that the king maintained law and order by killing. For offences like related to property and theft, hand or foot were chopped, and for offences like murder, the culprit would be beheaded. Duarte Barbosa, another Portuguese traveller, referred to the religious freedom which was enjoyed by everyone. Muslims were employed and they were made part of the army as well. They were also allowed to build their mosques and they were allowed to do their worship. Let us now look at the contribution into the field of architecture. When Sri Krishna Devaraya got coronated as a king, he built a new Gopuram to the Virupaksha temple. Sri Krishna Devaraya built Krishna Swami and Vithala Swami temples at the capital city of Hampi. Vithala Swami temple is carved from a single stone and it had pillars which when touched would give a sound of the Saptaswaras. He extended and improved the Hazra Rama temple in Hampi. Hazra Rama temple was built by Devaraya too, but Sri Krishna Devaraya extended and improved that temple. On this temple, we can find 1,000 statues of Lord Rama. Sri Krishna Devaraya contributed land to the Mangalagiri temple in Andhra Pradesh. The temple pillar here is considered to be the tallest pillar of Andhra Pradesh. He built a new city with the name Nagalapura in memory of his mother Nagala Devi. Later we get to see that after Sri Krishna Devaraya died and Achyuta Devaraya ascended the throne, Bijapur Sultans invaded this city Nagalapura and destroyed it. After capturing the Udayagiri fort from Prataparudra Gajapati of Orissa, he visited the Tirumala temple and he offered his prayers to Lord Venkateshwara. As a vote of thanksgiving, he issued specially made 30,000 gold coins to perform a special puja called Kanakabhishekam to the Lord. He also offered diamond-studded crown and golden swords to the deity. He installed statues of himself and his two wives at the Tirumala temple. We can see all this even today at the temple. Raya Gopurams were built at Tiruvannamalai, Chidambaram and Kanchipuram. Temple of Madurai was also expanded to great extent. Large number of Raya Gopurams were built and many structures of lesser significance were also constructed. many other structures which include the praharas and Kalyana Mandapas. Let us now look at the contribution to the field of literature. 8 eminent scholars known as Ashtadiggajs were present at his royal court. The royal court of Sri Krishna Devaraya is also called as Bhuvana Vijayam. Let us look at these Ashtadiggajs and their works. The most prominent one among them is Allasani Peddana, who is also known as Andhra Kavi Pitamaha, because he was the first who wrote the major Prabandha Kavyam. His works are Manu Charitram, or also known as Svarochisha Manu Sambhavam, Harikatha Saram, which is also known as Harikatha Saramsam, and Ramastarajam. Another poet is Nanditimmana, who is also known as Mukkutimmana. His works are Parijatapaharanam and Vani Vilasam. Madayya Gari Mallana wrote Rajashekara Charitram. Pedda Dhurjati wrote Srikalahastiswara Mahatyam and Srikalahastishwara Shatakam. Ayyala Raju Ramabhadrudu wrote Ramabhyudayam and Sakaramata Sara Sangraham. Pingali Surana wrote Kalapurnodayam, Prabhavati Pratyumnam and Raghava Pandaviyam. Ramaraja Bhushanudu wrote Vasucharitra, Harishchandra Nalopakyanam and Kavyalankara Sangraham. Tenali Ramakrishna, who is also known as Vikatakavi, his works are Panduranga Mahatyam, which is dedicated to Veeruri Vedadri, Udbhataradhya Charitram, which is a book on the story of monk named Udbhata, Ghatikachala Mahatyam, which is a work about Ghatikachalam, a place of worship of god Narasimha. This is located near Vellore. Tenali Ramakrishna also wrote Harilila Vilasam and Kandarpaketu Vilasam. Apart from these, Sri Krishna Devaraya himself composed Amukta Malyada, a famous Telugu work. Amukta Malyada is also known as Vishnu Chittiyam. Sri Krishna Devaraya's Sanskrit works include Jambavati Kalyanam, Usha Parinayam, Satyavadu Parinayam, Madhalasa Charitram, Jnana Chintamani and Rasamanjari. The king also patronized Kannada poets. Mallanarya, who is a famous Kannada poet, wrote Veera Saivamrita, Bhava Chintaratna and Satyendra Chola Kathe. Chatu Vittalananda wrote Bhagavata, Timmanakavi wrote Krishnaraya Bharata, and Vyasatirtha, the famous Madhva saint, wrote Krishnadevarayani Dinachari. He also wrote Nyayamrutam and Tarkatandavam, which are his works on metaphysics and logic. Sri Krishna Devaraya also patronized a Tamil poet named Haridasa. Haridasa wrote Irusamaya Vilakkam, which was an exposition of the two Hindu systems, Vaishnava and Shaiva. So we get to see that Sri Krishna Devaraya was a great king who patronized literature, who also had great contributions in the field of architecture and military contributions. It is said in history that Sri Krishna Devaraya never lost any battle.